I was impressed with the Navy.
Okay.
I was impressed with the pictures. I was impressed with the battleships. And I thought, I got to get on one of those. I got to be part of this. And but I never did. In the Navy, the branch of the Navy that I was in was known as DEMS, which was defensively equipped merchant ships. We were special forces put aboard those ships to protect the ship and to protect to stand the watches and to give some sort of feeling that they're not sitting ducks on this boat. It can fire, right? Which we did. There was a flat top aircraft carrier in the center of the convoy. Now it was just a merchant ship, with a flat deck that could hold a swordfish airplane. That's a bi-wing, you know, and it was out patrolling around, and it come in for a landing, and I'm up on deck, and this is after we're starting to regroup. We regrouped, and I'm watching this over in the center of the convoy, and I see this swordfish coming in, and I said, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it, you know. And he come down, and he hit that water, and like that. And behind him was the hospital ship. And the hospital ship comes up, and they just kept right on going. Never even stopped, you know. There was nothing there, nothing there. We arrive over just off the coast of England, and they come out and they put a balloon on our ship so the dive bombers couldn't come in and dive on us, And it was nighttime, the moon was out, we're all in single file going up the side of England, and all of a sudden there's a depth charge going off. Oh, before I get to the depth charge, there's a mine, big mine floating down, and they are huge, eh? These things are huge, and they got big horns on them, longer than my arm, eh? So that if they touch anything, then they blow up. So we watched that float by us, and then shortly after that, this is when the depth charge went off. So we ran all up on deck, eh? Half of us weren't even clothes to speak of. We're either in pajamas or shorts or whatnot, you know, middle of the night. Full moon out. And here's these 3 motor torpedo boats coming, weaving themselves in and out around us, throwing off their ash cans, eh? The depth charges, throwing them off. And we found out that there was a midget sub trying to get in around there from over in France, coming across, the Germans. And we managed to escape that, and then we anchored overnight in the mouth of the Thames River. Then the bombs started to fall. Now that
must have been scary.
Yeah, well, you just never knew, just when it was going to hit. And but the point that I want to make is, here I am back in Windsor, or Essex County, a young kid, riding horses, and having a ball around, eh? And a couple of years later, I'm going through this episode, and it was hard to believe, eh? But we made out. We left England, and we had a small convoy outside of England in the North Sea. And the storm hit us. The convoy scattered. And when we woke up the next morning, there wasn't a ship in sight, other than it was rough. And it got worse as each day went by, till finally we were 150 miles off Iceland. We were climbing 60-foot waves. And the captain was on the intercom that night, and he said, if we have a 3 degree more roll, we'll capsize. All kinds of SOSs were coming in. And the bug around the ship was, we can't even help ourselves without trying to help somebody else, eh? So anyway, the storm was just terrible, and it took all our lifeboats off. It took everything that we had on the port side of the ship was eliminated, as if somebody had taken a knife and just cut everything loose and let it float away. And we had to be up there at the night trying to lash that stuff down in 60-foot waves coming over. And it was very dangerous, very dangerous, very dangerous. And I was told by my petty officer, Elford, go back to the quarters and get such and such a thing for us. And I said, okay. And we had lifelines rigged from front of the ship to aft of the ship. And there'd be a ring on this wire that went across there with the ropes hanging down. You'd grab one of these and you run and you just, whee! Away you would go for 600 feet, eh? Till you get from one into the other. In the meantime, these waves are just lapping at you all the time, eh? And as I got to the stern of the ship, I saw this big wave coming. Our ship, the stern wasn't raising up, and the wave was coming at me, this big wave, and I'm on to here, and I'm by the magazines, the rocket magazines at the aft of the ship, which was higher than the deck, eh? And I just took one leap, and I got up on top of them, and that wave hit, and down she went, eh? And I said, and just rolled away, and I was all right.